You're gonna stake your brand on the most basic polyester clothes like fruity pajamas and white button-downs. You should also include basic principles like respect and inclusivity. Just a thought.
Okay, so today we are talking about Matilda Djerf from Djerf Avenue. Now, if you have absolutely no idea who this is, he was the woman who was sending out like legal documents because there were other people who were trying to say that they could buy a dupe version of her clothing line cheaper somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So that's the only time I'd really heard of this lady. I'd heard of her clothing line before, which is pretty big. It's called Djerf Avenue. She's come under fire because she has been called out by 11 current and also ex-employees for really bad bullying and harassment in her workplace.
Gång när vi hade en modell i en av våra större storlekar, och när de bilderna levererades så sa Matilda att det här måste vi ta om, för hon ser så jävla fet ut i de här kläderna. Det kan vi inte visa. Och med de orden sagda så var det ju det vi fick göra. Även fast vi alla kände att du bevisar så mycket nu att du står inte för det du visar utåt.
Goes as far as to them not being able to use the same toilet. Matilda would apparently, allegedly, line them up in a row and start belittling them, calling them fat, calling models fat. Bear this in mind, her whole thing, it's kind of like this take on Scandi clothing. If you don't know, she is a Swedish influencer. Amongst the sphere of influencers, she's quite a popular one. And what I will say is that after finding out this news, it makes everything that she's said about her clothing line being, oh, it's inclusive, it's fun, it's friendly, we've got to be diverse, we've got to be inclusive, and all of this kind of stuff. It just makes every single thing she's ever said a complete lie.
Work at Djerf, of course we're always taking photos.
We work at Djerf, of course we go to therapy. We work at Djerf, of course we can't use Matilda's bathroom unless she likes you. We work at Djerf, of course we cry every day. We work at Djerf, of course we get bullied, harassed and abused 24/7. We work at Djerf, of course we have to scrub the toilet for our boss. For you, Paige is doing its thing, honey.
As you can imagine, her clothing is not cheap. Stylish, right? As much as I'll say it looks very nice, the pieces look very nice, there is no way on this planet I'm not paying over 100 for a t-shirt or 180 on a blazer that's like polyester or whatever. Like, I'm not about to do it. We're going to be going through the recent accusations because this broke out in Swedish media. There is a video which I'm going to leave it linked in the description box. I will show clips of it, but of course it's in Swedish. If you want, you can go watch it, you can subtitle it. Some of them went through like panic attacks, some of them went through, you know, really bad mental health of having to deal with Matilda on a regular basis. We're also going to get onto her response, okay, because she has responded. She actually responded in a pinned comment, which is absolutely ridiculous, but there we go. And not only that, but I went digging through Reddit because I love Reddit, I live on Reddit. I went digging and I actually found some posts from a whole year ago of people complaining that she is not a nice person to work for, and even going so far as to say that she would scream at her boyfriend, who I believe is still her current boyfriend to this day. So we're gonna go through that.
She looks through the rack of clothes that she's supposed to shoot, and then she grabs out a top and she is tweaking out. She goes crazy.
This is from The Independent and it says, Matilda Djerf, a Forbes 30 under 30 honoree and founder of inclusive fashion brand Djerf Avenue, is alleged to have regularly yelled at her employees, forced one to scrub her personal toilet, and made fatphobic comments. Employees say that despite the company's inclusive branding, staff members from diverse backgrounds were exploited for use on social media channels. She is said to have been condescending to the team, enforcing a social hierarchy through favoritism, which included access to her personal bathroom. She could yell at someone if there was no coffee, if they were sitting in the wrong seat, if her food hadn't been heated up, one anonymous person told. If there was anywhere that hadn't been cleaned, she would completely lose her temper. Another added, every day there was psychological terror in that office, with staff left sleepless, unable to eat, and forced to access psychological support for their alleged ordeal. I've actually seen a few people who have worked alongside her, like modelled with her, and they have also come on and they have said,
I'm not surprised about the stories coming out about Matilda because I met her 4 years ago. Me and her were both booked as models for this one brand in Sweden, and I was so excited to see her. I tried to do some small talk with her, but she was not really keen on it, so that's okay. Anyway, as we get shooting, she looks through the rack of clothes that she's supposed to shoot, and then she grabs out a top, and she is tweaking out. She goes crazy, saying, "You stole my design, I'm not gonna shoot in this." It was super basic anyway, and she was just freaking out. She got so angry, she was shaking, she was so angry, she was literally shaking. I guess she was not shooting a lot of the things that was on her rack because she felt like they were ripping her design off or something, and she just refused. It was really giving diva vibes, and I'm not surprised by the allegations that she, with the toilet, or that she is not body positive and all these things. She wasn't nice. She was not sweet. She wasn't really giving off the same energy as she does on Instagram. And especially after her freak out about a top and how she was not screaming, but almost screaming at people, that it was their, almost it was their fault, the stylist's fault or the photographer's fault that the top was there, or that they made a design or something. That was the first time I met her and the last time as well. I was really shocked. And I was a bit upset because I thought she would be so different. I thought she would just be really genuine and nice. She was the complete opposite, and I was a bit shocked. At least I finished my shots, and yeah. It was fun. I loved shooting for them. And besides her, everyone else on the team was amazing.
People that were made to sign contracts, I have also seen them come on. However, they're not allowed to, through contract reasonings, able to really say much. But all of them are kind of going even this woman who is also an influencer who worked alongside Matilda, even she said this up in a comment. On one occasion, Djerf is reported to have lined up employees and told them how bad they were at their jobs, to the extent that one member of staff broke down in tears and asked to resign. "She could yell at you in front of the whole office. I was scared every day that I would get a scolding," said one of the 11 staff members. "I've probably never been so scared of a person in my life," said another, as staff reported crying every day, having panic attacks and hyperventilating. "A recurring stress is what many describe as a favoritism culture where you are moved up and down in the hierarchy." Who does this remind you of? It reminds me of The Devil Wears Prada. This included a piece of paper on the door of her personal bathroom, which only Djerf's favourite employees were allowed to use. When the paper fell off and another staff member used the room by mistake, another employee was forced to scrub the toilet clean before Djerf could use it again. If you couldn't work overtime, you automatically fell into a lower rank, and then she didn't even say hello to you. She was condescending. She could be disgusted by the fact that you took public transportation. On one occasion, Djerf is said to have asked a plus-size model to retake photos, commenting, "We need to retake these photos because she looks so damn fat in these clothes." Often commented on people's bodies and appearance, said another. Although HR and the company's CEO are said to have been aware of the issues, staff were allegedly told that's just the way that it is.
For me, school was not my thing. I had a lot of difficulties with friends, had my little episode of being bullied. It was not a fun space, so I always wanted to just graduate.
So not only that, but I will also leave that linked in the description box. You can go and have a little look, as well as the full interview that they had done in Swedish media. Now, you may be wondering, has she responded to this? Has she said anything? Well, funnily enough, She did. She actually responded in a pinned comment. Matilda said, "Creating a safe, inclusive and respectful space has always been essential to me, both personally and as the founder of Djerf Avenue. I take these accusations very seriously, and if my actions have made anyone feel mistreated, I sincerely apologise. Inclusion is one of my core values and the foundation of everything I've built with Djerf Avenue. I deeply value everyone who represents us, and I'm committed to ensuring they always feel appreciated, included and supported. If anyone has felt otherwise, I am truly sorry. I don't recognise myself in all of the claims made, but I see this as an opportunity to listen, grow and take full responsibility as a leader. I am committed to reflecting, improving and fostering a better culture for everyone with the advice and guidance from a coach and ongoing feedback." To read it in that like kind of HR almost robotic tone, because the problem is that she has very much built her brand, and granted I wasn't a fan, I've never been a fan, but from the looks of it and from what I've seen, she's built her brand off of her image, and as she's literally said, like, she's always been the stylist in her family, right? Dare I say it, she's white and very pretty. She's managed to create this cult-like audience that will literally buy whatever without her image, without her being this people seeing her as this person that apparently she isn't really. Without that, the brand does not exist.
No prior experience. I'm building a company, like building a business, having employees. Like we knew nothing. And today I have a team, you know, sometimes they do things and I'm like, I have no clue how you did that. And I could not help for the life of me because it's just like, it's not my level of expertise. So grateful. But at that time, again, like you kind of had to like jump in wherever it was needed. But that was Mimi, and she was such a wonderful help. Those days, I look back on those days and I'm like, we had the best time because it was the four of us and we were just like, we had no clue what we were doing really, but we were doing it all. And it was such a, like, the teamwork was just unreal.
Looking back, would you change anything? Would you do it the same?
I think I honestly would do it the same.
So I found these over on Reddit. I will leave in the description box talking about Djerf Avenue. This was from a year ago. Someone said, "Also, my friend worked for Matilda at the office in Stockholm and the girls working there are being treated absolutely horrible by Matilda. Yeah, it's really sad. My friend, among a few other girls, quit for that very reason. They could not go to HR because that's Matilda's goddamn boyfriend." Someone said, "Is the company bad to work for, or Matilda in general was being rude to employees?" They said, "I would say the company in general is not bad to work for, but rather working at the office in Stockholm when Matilda is present. Apparently she gets pissed off and screams at people, especially at her boyfriend." What I'm trying to get at with this is the fact that people have been saying this for since a year ago, and probably other people as well. I would believe these 11 people that have come out and said anything regardless, but I believe it even more now that I've heard other people who have worked with her come out and say things. There's people on the internet that know people or who have worked there who are saying things. Of course, now it's like all over the internet.
Yeah, I've been following her for a really long time from home, and when I think of Stockholm, I think of kind of her brand.
Företaget beskriver sig själva som att de värdesätter respekt, inkludering och att skapa en stöttande och inspirerande miljö på arbetsplatsen.
The other thing I did want to speak about really quickly is the collaboration between Rhode Beauty, which is Hailey Bieber's brand, and then also we have Matilda's. Did a collaboration for the Christmas period. They're selling this peppermint glaze lip whatever, among other things.
I don't know if anybody caught this, but they were congratulating themselves after pulling off this collaboration that they just released this week. And Matilda said that this collaboration is 2 years in the making. What did they release this past week? They released a lip peptide that was shimmery and peppermint flavor. This was the PR package that featured the lip peptide in the stripy box alongside Rhode's other products, and then in this super cute kind of fuzzy clutch. I love Matilda Djerf, and I also really like Rhode, and this is really fun. But 2 years to release a lip balm. Also, you need Matilda Djerf to sell peppermint lip balm.
People are pointing out, oh my gosh, what does this say about the collaboration? What I have seen, it is still going ahead. However, I think they actually sold out of their units, and that's the reasoning why you can't purchase it on the Rhode's website anymore. But people are absolutely pouncing on Rhode Beauty whenever they saw a picture of Matilda. Someone said, please cancel this collaboration. We don't want her after finding out how she treats her staff. Someone else said, this didn't age well now that Djerf is getting cancelled. Someone else said, returning my lip treatment because we don't support that kind of behaviour. Hayley, we love you. Don't let Rhode be destroyed by using this girl in your campaign. Please do something. Have you read the Swedish news about how she treats her employees? It's bad, really bad. So yeah, so after all of this mess, Matilda still hasn't said anything. But that thing that I read out came from a pinned comment. An actual pinned comment. I was like, why can't you just release a statement? Is that because she doesn't want more people like having it being drawn, you know, to them? The thing is that this sounds like this has been a reoccurring thing for a little while. This isn't like a one-off. Not that it would ever be acceptable if anyone did this to any of the members of staff as a one-off. However, if it was a one-off, it would be a little bit more easier to go, I was having a bad day. You know what I mean? Even though that's not okay. But the problem is that this has obviously been going on for a little while. So there's nothing that she can say that can sign this behavior away. I don't think she ever had any background in business. She was just pretty young, I believe rich, so I hear. So, you know, her being able to build this empire but not having any background in business or HR or how to deal with, you know, people, working with people, is never going to go down very well. And she's only, what, like 24? 25, 26, she's somewhere in that ballpark, so she's very young. Once again, not excusing behavior, because I don't know many people that would treat people like this. Yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.